Welcome back, YouTube. I'm Nerdy Pastor. This is my channel. This is my first video of talking about spiritual aspects I can find in board games. Today we're talking about DungeonQuest. I won't be doing this for every game I review, but for DungeonQuest I kind of see a few elements of spirituality. I'm a Christian. I'm a pastor. I'm a youth pastor. I went to school and got a couple degrees. I'm not a Jedi master in Christian theology or anything like that, but I've studied the Bible, and I've been a pastor a couple churches, youth pastor a couple churches. But I just want to, if you're interested, keep watching. If not, that's okay. But I really like to look for how I can connect what I'm doing in my life to God and my spiritual walk with Him. And so for DungeonQuest, it kind of looks kind of evil with the dragon and skeletons and whatnot, but I find a few spiritual things in this game. For one is the tile placement in this game. So on your turn, you're stepping into a new room. You're stepping into an unknown space. You're essentially not knowing where you're going, what you're doing. In life, we have times where we don't know what we're doing. We don't know where God is leading us, what we're supposed to be doing. It's not until you take that next step that you can see a little bit more of the picture. And so that's what I like about this game, is you don't know what you're getting yourself into on your next turn. You might be falling into a pit, or you might be fighting a monster, or it might be all clear and you find a little bit of loot, a little bit of treasure, a little bit of blessing. And so I just enjoy stepping into a room and everything being okay. But other times I hate when I pull the pit tile. It's like, test your agility, see if you survive. It's like, roll. I died. Now, I'm not talking about dying in real life or anything like that, but sometimes going through life, we don't know where we're going to hit by a pit or a monster in our life that it's going to test us, that's going to wreck our lives. But there's always going to be another tile. There's always going to be a different path that we could probably backtrack and go down a different way. In life, we need to be careful with where we're stepping. We need to be watching where we're going. Sometimes we can know, okay, this is a bad decision. I probably shouldn't do this. But sometimes we choose to go with our desires and to go after that loot. Hopefully there'll be loot in this next room, even though I know it probably will be bad. No. So that's one aspect of the game, is not knowing where you're going and never know what you're going to get. Another aspect of spiritual referencing that I can see in this game is greed. I mean, the main mechanic of this game is getting to the center of this dungeon and getting loot. And you go into the center of the board, into the loot room, and each turn you have to flip over the dragon deck. And if it is the dragon's sleeping, you get to loot. You get to get more treasure. But if the dragon's awake, then you lose everything. So it's kind of fulfilling this greedy sense we have sometimes, where we want more and more in life, but sometimes more is not better. We're greedy in a sense that, okay, maybe I can do this. I can step a little bit further. I can make this choice, but we don't have long until it bites us in the behind. I know sometimes when I go into the dungeon, the loot room, that I draw one card and the dragon's awake, and I gotta get rid of everything and take wounds because of it. Sometimes that happens in life, where just one decision can change everything. It's not okay, this is I have time to make bad choices before bad stuff starts happening. No, it really can hit you really quick. So we gotta be careful with being greedy in life and wanting more, because more is not always better. The last thing I can see in this game that pertains to Christian walk or Christianity is that the time track. Like, you have so much sunlight before you have to get out of the dungeon, because once the sun goes down, the dungeon closes and you're lost forever. See, in the Christian faith, anybody's life, we don't have eternity in our life to live. We all are going to die sometime. It's that in this game, we're going down this track, seeing the sun coming closer and closer to the end, and we know we got to get out before the dungeon closes on us. But we decide, no, I can get one more loot card before I can make my way out to the dungeon. I can do this one more time before I have like 5 more steps to get out of the dungeon. I have time. Sometimes in the dungeon, you step into a room and you have to fight a monster, or you get skipped a couple turns. You never know what's going to cause you to stumble, to get caught where you can't get out. In the Christian walk, like, you don't have very long to make the right choice, to follow Jesus, to get him in your heart. Because if you wait too long and you, unfortunately, God forbid, die without him in your life, then you're lost forever. Just like in this game, is if you wait too long to get out of the dungeon, you're probably not going to make it out. So, this is kind of getting a little deep. This is a fun game. If you haven't played it, DungeonQuest, I recommend it. I just wanted to show you a few spiritual aspects that you can kind of see in some of these board games that you're playing. Some of the finite time you have, some of the greed that you're trying to accumulate. We can all look at it in a spiritual perspective. I just wanted to show you guys some of my thoughts about this game. If you have any thoughts or you see any other spiritual elements in this game, please let me know. I'd love to talk to you about it. But other than that, thank you for watching, and remember, stay nerdy.